I'm proud to present you with the Landers Dodge Chrysler Jeep Athlete of the Week trophy.
I may dance when we come back.
Show me something, mister!
For two reasons, I'm still here in Shreveport-Bossier. Number one is I really love Shreveport-Bossier. Number two is nobody else ever wanted me.
He loved Shreveport. He loved this television station.
We throw around the term legend and icon pretty loosely. Like, man, that was legendary. That guy's going to be it. Bob was it.
We lost this longtime legend on Monday. Inducted into the 2018 Emmy Gold Circle for his lifetime achievement in television broadcasting, Bob Griffin was 85 years old. Now, Bob, without question, is the good stuff that made television broadcasting here in the Arklatex a part of what it is today. But far beyond the studio, if you met this guy even once, you likely had a Bob Griffin story. For me, and perhaps many of you, you ran into him on a Friday night at a football game. It was like running into a famous coach or a past player, and you were tempted to ask for a selfie, and he would oblige, even if it was in the middle of a local retail store. The late Bob Griffin was a longtime KSLA sportsman and entertainer. I'm told he even did the weather here. Starting in 1961 in KSLA's infancy, he began hosting a children's program, Bob and His Buddies. Who knew those buddies would grow up through the years right alongside Bob, and then he probably ended up interviewing their kids and then their grandkids in high school and in college. Some 20 years ago, I worked in radio here in town. We would occasionally run into each other inside the halls of the Radio Ranch. That's what it was called back in the day. Between his occasional TV stories and the late Frank Page's KWKH radio stories, often about Elvis, I was probably too worried about my next paycheck to slow down and smell the legendary roses growing all around me. A couple of years ago, we had a moment to catch up on the night he was inducted into the Emmy Gold Circle, tennis shoes and all, Bob and those tennies. The last few years, I'd see Bob along high school football sidelines, often in that fedora-style hat, trench coat, and notepad and pencil. There he is. Caught him in one of my highlights during an airline home game. That pencil, no match for the constant drizzle that was refusing to let up. Kind of like how Bob never let up. For nearly 60 years. I know some of you think we meet up with Channel 3 and Channel 6 every once in a while and we duke it out in an alley like in the movie Anchorman. We do, and we usually win. No, seriously, that's a joke. That's not the case. How in the world could Channel 3 ever hate us if smiling Bob Griffin loved us enough to work here for as long as he did? There's nothing but love for the people he worked with for the last decade over there, because we were all Bob's buddies, whether we worked with him, watched him on TV, or hung out with him in the rain. This Friday, we continue to honor the life and legacy of Bob Griffin. Don't miss our special program, Bob Griffin, A Life on TV. I'm honored to host our 30-minute special, and you'll see so many faces from years gone by. Don't miss it, Friday night, 6:30, right here on KSLA News 12.